up jumped the herring, the king of the sea. Says he to the skipper, you'll never catch me in this windy old weather, boys. Stormy old weather, boys. When the wind blows, we'll all pull together.
The fishing industry in Lowestoft and Yarmouth stood alongside the greatest in the world. The catch of the day being herring.
I have seen that with boats that you could walk on from here across to the other side. Now that's a lot of boats, and that's what it was like. It was hustle, bustle, and fantastic atmosphere. Fantastic atmosphere. Look at it now.
The annual migration of the herring saw them travel south down to the east coast. Here the fishermen's job of processing and packaging these fish fell to the famous Scots fishing girls. The herring was packed for export or to be sent to the various curing houses for smoking. The two world wars helped to see off the export trade and many boats were called up for service. Things never returned to how they used to be. The introduction of white fish helped to see the development of fish fingers. The housewife's favourite fish was no longer herring. In 1969, no boats returned to Yarmouth. The herring industry had ceased. 40 years on and Yarmouth lays empty with only one full-time boat remaining. In Lowestoft though, things are much different.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel because now there's the small boats we've got here in this port. And don't forget, people are always going to eat fish. I mean, fish is very popular, very, very nutritious, very healthy, and it's what people want.
But Lowestoft has got a nice particular niche. It's obviously the most easterly point in the UK. It's got very, very good fishing grounds around it.
Well, I think there'll always be a fish market. There'll always be fish in the sea, and it all depends who wants to go and catch it. But there'll always be I think fish is in demand now. There's more demand than ever, which is ironical. But when you have some good fish landed here and caught, there's always a demand for it. So I think there will be a market here, as long as one or two youngsters do come into the trade. There's not many of them coming in, obviously, because the food's just not that brilliant. But I think there'll always be some sort of business down here.
The fishermen are getting older, you know, they're most of them in the 50s and 60s, and so the merchants. So within 5 or 10 years, there won't be a fishing industry in Lowestoft because everybody is retired. You know, there'll only be myself, hopefully, if I'm still there, and one or two other younger fishermen, but without drawn people in from school leaving and everything, then the industry will die. You know, as people get older and can't do the job anymore. You know.
I don't think that's going to die out. I think you're always going to have a certain amount of people who want to buy fish, regardless whether it comes from Lowestoft or whether it comes from Scotland or whether it comes from Norway. You're still going to have a certain set of people who want to buy fish because fish is good for you. So whoever catch it is really irrelevant on the future of a fishing industry in Lowestoft.
Because we're a smaller boat and we only fish within 20-30 miles of the port most of the time. Our fish is only around about 12 or 14 hours old by the time it's sold to the public. You know, that goes onto the market the very next day.
First thing in the morning at 7 o'clock there's an auction of the local fish, and that's what was there today. There was quite a bit because that was caught over the weekend. The boat has been to sea probably Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So there's 3 days fishing there, which you could see wasn't an awful lot, but at least that was better than nothing. And that's auctioned off and that goes to the highest bidder, and then we bring it back to our different units and we fill it up, process it and sell it to whoever requires it.
Not a lot has changed on the market. Here we see the same selling methods taking place as 50 years ago. Once sold, some of the fish is sent to the few local smokehouses.
Yeah, buy a lot from the fish market. as I say, that you can buy local fish when it's there, or you have to buy from away when it's not at local, you know.
The method of actually smoking fish has not changed. There used to be, well, I wouldn't say guesswork, but there would be, that's a little bit more technical now than what it was when I first started. Although we still smoke fish exactly the same way as we did then.
Well, we can smoke any fish you want, but the best ones is obviously our traditional ones are kippers, floaters, smoked haddock, smoked cod. We do a few red herring, which goes back to when time began because they're preserved. My father had done all his life in smoking, and when I was probably about 3 or 4, I used to run round the smoke house with him.
In the height of the fishing, the autumn fishing, there would be around about 200 women work there. There would be probably 60, 70 men. Well, they're packed into boxes, put in a chill, and then ready for dispatch.
Obviously nowadays you have to tell people like where the origin is, where it's caught from, because being a small place like us, we can't just tell people, oh, it's Norwegian or it's Scottish or whatever. So we're all right from that point of view.
As well as being smoked, the fish are prepared by all the merchants that still work on the docks.
We bring it back to our different units and we fillet it, process it and sell it to whoever requires it. Well, mostly now it's just local trade because when we had a quantity of fish years ago that was sent away, it was even exported, but the quantities aren't here now to be able to do that, so really the local trade takes up most of the fish, especially in the summertime with seasonal trade, restaurants, hotels in Norfolk and Suffolk. As I say, more often than not, there's not enough fish even to do that, so we have to supplement that with fish from Grimsby, which is mostly coming from abroad.
Brothers Chris and Steve Whiteman fish off the coast of Lowestoft using the age-old method of long line.